welcome back to Slow Your Roll. I'm Cody, and today I wanted to talk to you about a very near and dear to my heart topic. It is specifically stuff about the help action. I'm going to reference some 5e stuff here and some DC20 stuff, because that's my new game of choice, personally. But 5e is where I came from. Oh, bumped the microphone. I'm so sorry. I came largely from 5e, like many others that play TTRPGs in general. So the thing about the help action in 5e is that it's actually incredibly simple, and it's really nice that it's simple. For those of you that don't know, the help action in 5e works like you take a full action. So, in 5e, you've got your action, bonus action, reaction. By far, the most valuable of your action economy is your action. So you use your action, your whole action, mind you, to use help. And the way that help works is you can grant an ally advantage on a check that they're doing. Most often it'd be an attack, but not always. It can be other checks too. The one caveat with this is you do have to be within 5 feet of the person you're helping or the target of their check, one way or another, right? So that is excellently simple. It's super straightforward. If you've got nothing else to do and you're like, cool, I guess I'll just help this person make sure that they land this big thing that they're doing or whatever. That's an easy way to do it. It helps. It's nice. It's good. It helps. It's the help action. It's good. So, honestly, most people would definitely say, right now, just stop, put it in the comments below. How many times? No, that'd be stupid. What percentage of the time do you think that you take the help action as your action when playing 5e? Just throw that in the comments. I want to see what happens. Okay, now moving on from there. I do like that it's simple. The one thing that I would do is a bunch of things. I would homebrew the help action one way or another. There's a lot of ways you can do this. There are ways that you can make it, first off, if you use stacking advantage, that kind of helps, because then if someone already has advantage on their check, like someone cast Guiding Bolt on the person the last time, so now they're all illuminated and the next attack has advantage. If you help with the attack that already has advantage, then make it either double advantage, which is surprisingly not that OP, by the way, if you didn't know that. It's advantage averages to 3 point some numbers. I don't know, whatever. Put that in the comments below too. Someone knows that. You nerds, put it down there. Show how big of a nerd you are. Add the glasses emote on the stupid comment too. Anyway, double advantage isn't actually that OP. Or alternatively, what I like to do at our table when we play 5e is I'll grant advantage, and then the next time if someone has a double advantage, I just add 2. And you just continuously add 2. And that's another way, mechanically, numbers wise, it ends up incredibly similar to stacking advantage as well, until you roll a bunch, way down the road, 400 times advantage. Add homebrew to make help even better. And there's a very important reason that I'm going to get to at the end about why the help action needs help itself. Okay. Another cool way that you can homebrew the help action is when you're helping with a check, if it's an attack roll, then also roll a d6, right? So you're giving the person advantage, and if it's an attack roll, you also roll a d6. Whatever that d6 is, you add to the damage of the attack roll. This is a very simple way. It's not OP by any means, because any attack action is always going to be stronger than just taking the help action anyway. The help action is never going to be the optimized, option. So give the person you're helping that now has advantage, you also roll a d6 and add it to whatever their damage is if they hit. You could even take this a step further, and at the levels where cantrip damages double, your damage dice double, I think it's 5, 11, 14, I don't know, whatever. The levels where cantrip damage doubles, the help die damage can also double. This will make the help action way more worth taking. There's plenty of other ways too. You could just add your highest modifier to the attack damage every time. You could add double of the proficiency bonus of whatever your character is to the damage if the roll hits and all that stuff. This just makes the help action much better. Now I'm going to talk about the DC20 side of it a little bit. If you don't already know, in DC20, damage actually scales according to how well you roll your attack. So if you roll 5 over the creature's defense, then it automatically adds 1 more damage, which is pretty significant. I mean, most standard weapons do 1 damage. They can do up to 3, but you know, like your short sword is doing 1 damage. Because damage scales like this, there's a very important caveat there that helps the help action in DC20. When you take the help action the first time, because there's stacking issues, if you like do it multiple times, it's less good each time. But when you take the help action the first time, it's a D8 that is added to the creature that you're helping's roll. Now you remember I said 5 above the defense does 1 more damage. So if someone's defense is a 10 and they rolled a 10, and it's like, all right, cool, I just hit them, that's perfect, I'll do 1 damage. But wait, you've got the help die that person helped you with. You roll the D8 and you land on a 5 with your D8. Now the attacker's roll was 15, bringing it to a heavy hit, and now they did 2 damage instead of 1. That's huge. That's really big. So already by default, I've always loved the help action concept in general. One of the biggest reasons that I really like DC20 and really like playing the combat and all that is that the help action often feels really cool, and it sets up cinematic stuff and everything else. It's really cool. Again, hinting at the end thing real quick. Why the help action is just the best thing ever. Another thing that's nice about this, you may already be thinking, that's super broken in DC20. You could do so much more damage by doing that. Just listen, okay? Just listen, chill out and listen. Think about this. First off, an attack action in DC20, a normal attack, a normal martial attack, takes 1 action point. Taking the help action takes 1 action point. There have been several people that have brought this up and asked about it with the team that at DC20 on their Discord and several other places. The help action is not OP. It is very good. Don't get me wrong, it is very good, but it is rarely ever the optimized choice. It will always be more damage on average, assuming that people are hitting about 60% of the time, 65-ish, which is the design goal for most GMs, unless it's a specific encounter, you know, whatever. Assuming that people are hitting with the attacks that often, it will always be more optimized to take an attack action. On average, more damage will be dealt. If everyone on the team takes 1 attack action, it will be better than any action point spent to add to the damage of an attack roll on average. The math's already been done. It's been crunched. Help is really good. It's not quite optimized except for some very specific situations. And I'm actually going to give you those. If someone is trying to grapple, or especially get to the point of like restraining someone, and other status conditions, things like that, those checks, if you know that's going to be what's happening, those ones are a little more optimized to use the help action with, because you can guarantee, in some cases, you can guarantee that you lock down an enemy really well to the point that you actually even almost take them out of the fight. And that's really cool. That's awesome. One more thing you need to know about the help action before you're like, okay, it's still super broken because you can take the help action multiple times. So the first time you take it, it's a D8 that you grant to whoever you're helping. The next time you take it, it's a D6. And then every time after that, with action points spent, is a D4. These are all added to the roll independently. This is different out of combat, okay? Just so you know, like you can't do this in normal roleplay stuff. Like with your normal, like I'm picking a lock. Outside of combat, there is a rule specifically that you can add to someone's check with a D8, taking the help action, if it, narratively makes sense. Like I'm gonna help this person pick the lock by, you're in a dark place and you're like shining a light on it with your light cantrip or whatever. It's like, okay, cool. Now you're helping them pick the lock. Sure, cool. When this happens, 1 D8 can be added to the person's check, and that's it. Okay, there's no other helping with the check. So that is, that fixes it from being completely broken outside of combat. Here's the thing why help has always been my favorite thing, and honestly, I'm probably gonna do a different video just on this, but here's the important part that people don't realize. The help action, right? If there's anything that you do as a GM, it's find ways to incorporate the help action and reward players for using it. This is why. The help action, in general, is a mechanical piece of the game that is actually a complete gateway to everything that you want to accomplish in your tabletop role-playing game at your table. The help action literally brings directly into the game teamwork, attentiveness, especially if you allow help as like a reaction one way or another. The narrative of the story, role-playing, even during combat, okay? So like, here's the thing. To make the help action work, your player has to describe how they're helping. This immediately opens up crazy, interesting, creative ways to do things because they know they're just taking the help action mechanically, so they're not going to break the game with whatever they say. They can cast a spell without even casting a spell because it's just a narrative thing. You have an illusionist. I've always loved illusionists for the specific thing of like this concept right here. If you have an illusionist, you can make a quick illusion right next to the barbarian that's swinging of the barbarian himself, like almost make him like a duplicate so the enemy can't tell which one's real. All you're doing is using the help action, mechanically speaking, but it's so much more narrative focused and cinematic and interesting. You can even say you're an archer and you're like, I'm gonna take a quick shot just to pin the foot down. Not enough to actually like lock someone down, but to open them up for the attack that the rogue has in the back. And now they can use their sneak attack because you let them have advantage with their attack and everything else, right? There are so many cool ways to narratively and cinematically provoke really awesome moments in your game and allow for really impressive and cool thoughts about teamwork during combat instead of just like, okay, I'm gonna attack. Okay, I attacked. What do you do next turn? I'm gonna attack. You know what I'm saying? It is a fantastic way to bring about cinematic narrative moments. If you allow this as a reaction, which is something I'm kind of toying with right now that I'm going to find a way to implement in our game. If you allow this as a reaction, then someone can maybe even do it off of their turn when they see a party member like maybe the rogue again, right? The rogue needs advantage on attacks to use sneak attack in some cases. So maybe you see the rogue did all the stuff they can do and they cannot get advantage during their turn, but you really want to have them land sneak attack damage. Maybe right then and there, use your reaction and action for your next turn even, or something like that, to use the help action. And immediately that puts players that would otherwise be tuned out. Oh my gosh, do you guys see the Olympic sharpshooter? It looks like a cool video game character. Look it up, dude, check it out. The First Descendant. You guys played that at all? What do you think? You're getting the people that are tuned out. You know what I'm saying? You're getting the people that are normally not going to be paying attention. They tune out. They're on their phone. They're on Facebook, whatever. Those people have a reason to pay attention to combat off of their turn at that point. And that's incredible. You got more attention. You got cinematic stuff happening in your game, teamwork, opportunities people are looking out for. This opens up huge concepts for like quick role play moments, even if it's just like a 5 to 6 second like back and forth like you'd see in like an anime or something before, or like in the middle of a fight. All I'm trying to say is if you're a GM and you want your game to be better in combat, find a way to make the help action be good. If you're playing DC-20, you don't have to work that hard. It kind of is just good. But in 5e, it could use a little bit of help. Some homebrewing, stacking advantage, maybe like adding damage, letting it be a reaction and action, something like that. But anyway, I digress. That's all this video is about. Okay, if you like it, feel free to leave a comment, like it, subscribe, all that stuff. Share us around. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs, you guys. We're almost there. Also, check this out, merch. Oh wait, the big microphone's in the way. Hey, pretty cool. There's a link for it's down there. You can find, there's a thing. It's down there. It's down at the bottom. Cool, thanks, bye.